What's up, guys? First review, Bar A BBQ. Here we come. We're in Houston right now, about to travel to Montgomery. 45-minute drive, so let's go. I just want to add in real quick right here. I messed up the camera shot with the DJI. I thought it was zooming in, but the gimbal was moving. All right, guys, we just got to Montgomery. We found a Shipley's, but it's literally the smallest we've ever seen. It's so cool. All right, cool. It smells freaking good. Miller.
And the two sides on the brisket rib.
Oh, the plate's over here. Alright guys, let's get into this review, man. This was well worth the wait. You know, taking the trip down to Houston and then 45-minute drive to Montgomery. It was a beautiful drive. The scenery was nice. And we got there at 10:30 a.m. and we were able to order swiftly. And we sat down by 11:05. We dived into the tater casserole, man. It was the number one sign I was looking forward to. And it was everything I expected it to be. It was a mixture of a potato salad with like an au gratin potato, but it was flavorful. You know, there was umami flavor, there was MSG flavor. You could taste like the richness. It was just rich. And it wasn't over rich, you know. Sometimes some sides can be rich with, you know, an excess amount of seasoning, but this was just spot on, man. It truly was my favorite side. And we just dived in. It was truly something I had been waiting for. And you could just tell when food is good when visually it looks amazing. I know my wife dived into the cucumber salad. Personally, that's not for me, but her words were that it was refreshing, light, you know. It was something that could clear the palate and get you ready for the next bite. And I think right here we tried the pickles. You know, we're big pickle lovers. We dived into the mac. Okay, so the mac was perfectly cooked. Not overly cheesy. I hate when a mac and cheese is overly cheesy. This was just perfect. It was creamy, velvety, silky, you know. It was just smooth. It was a smooth bite. And the flavor notes were cream of mushroom, cream of chicken, you know, a simple base like that, but it was a good solid mac. And right there she's diving into the brisket dirty rice. She loved it. I personally would put it at under the tater casserole and the mac and cheese. The brisket dirty rice was good. It was just a little too al dente, you know, slightly undercooked for my liking, for my personal liking. But it was good. It was a solid flavor. And I love that it had the brisket, the chopped brisket incorporated within it, you know. It's a meal within itself. And we got to the turkey, man. She didn't even want to order the turkey. And I said, we got to order the turkey because, yes, turkey can be the same everywhere. It's pretty much, you know, the most basic thing, you know. Every barbecue joint is serving it. But people cook it differently. People season it differently. So you're able to tell and differentiate, you know, what a turkey is. And, man, this turkey was spot on. I'm telling you, like, seasoned simply, perfectly. But when you take a bite into it, you don't even have to take a hard, tough bite. It was a simple bite. And as soon as you bite in, tender pull. And it was just good. Like, you wanted to keep eating it. And this was a spot on turkey for me. You know, you could tell a difference between the turkey when you kind of had to really bite into it. And this was just a slight bite. And man, yeah, we pulled out some barbecue sauce, man. I knew it was mustard based. So I personally have gotten to liking it. I know a couple other places do a mustard-based barbecue sauce. So I'm a big fan of it, honestly. So I was ready to dip my turkey into that. She personally wasn't a fan of the mustard, but she liked it. She enjoyed it. She just wished it was a little less mustardy. But hey, overall, it was a solid sauce. I love it. I would eat it again. I'd take a bottle home if I could. And yeah, man, that turkey with the sauce was just phenomenal. Just solid, solid menu items, man. This is what I'm getting at. And what did we try next? I got a little jalapeno. Yeah, I enjoyed that it wasn't a pickled jalapeno because pretty much everywhere does pickled jalapenos. Oh yeah, I had to get back into the tater casserole, man. Oh man, that's my favorite side. If you go to Bar A, get a freaking quart of this, man. It's phenomenal. I see we're diving into the pulled pork. Pulled pork was good, simple. Pulled pork pretty much everywhere is pretty much the same, and the only difference is like people add their sauces to it. They can add a sweet glaze, stuff like that, a little extra seasoning over it. But yeah, it was a solid pulled pork. It was real barky. I appreciate the fact that it was barky, salty, peppery. You can tell the bark's in there infused well. But yeah, man, it was a solid pulled pork, and yeah, it was just solid. Oh, here we go with the mac again, man. That mac was good. It was really good. What's up, buddy? Dog just pulled up. What do we go to next? Let's see. Yeah. The pork rib was the first meat I really wanted to try, but we went with the turkey. But man, their pork ribs have always looked stellar. Like, that's how a pork rib should look. Little cheers right there. That's how a pork rib should look, man. It should look thick, solid. Like it should look like a legit rib, you know? And it's a full spare. And I took that first bite, man. That's what you want to see. You want to see your bite mark, but you want the meat to be tender. You want that pull to give away easily, but to maintain that bite structure right there. You see? Oh, it was beautiful. And man, let me tell you, that rib glaze is spot on. It's sweet, it's tangy, it's everything you want in a rib glaze. It was just truly perfect. There was zero complaints towards it. It was just perfect, man. And yeah, we just kept going into the ribs. Well, I for sure did. Oh yeah, I told her to try some with the sauce, man. But yeah, man. I wish I could have ordered more next time, man. But that's where part two will come in handy. Man, those ribs are solid. Loved it. Loved it. Loved every bite, man. So we got the two meat plates with two sides. We got two plates. We did brisket and ribs and turkey and pulled pork. And we got a half chicken over there too. We're gonna get to that. What was the next thing? Did I go to brisket next? I think I did. Yeah. So we got fatty, all fatty. Um, I'm just a fatty guy. And you can also judge it too because of the lean that runs underneath the fatty. So there's no really need to get a slice of lean. Man, the fat was rendered perfectly. The structure of the grain was there. It was perfect, man. The decal that was running through it, it was rendered out. That Centex is putting in work. Um, it was good, man. And I know they use Rio's all-purpose seasoning. It's local to them. I could tell the difference. It was less of a punch compared to the Fiesta seasonal. And I kind of appreciated that because sometimes when you're taking a bite of the Fiesta seasonal, sometimes it could be a little bit overpowering. So as of lately, I've been seasoning my briskets with seasonal beef bouillon and just another layer of 16 mesh black pepper. And it kind of balances it out with that beef bouillon because there's sugar in the beef bouillon. There is in the seasonal too, but I've noticed that the beef bouillon, it just really knocks out the saltiness. But there's a good pull right there of the fatty. I wanted to see that pull. Slight resistance. That's what you want. It was a perfectly cooked slice. Their briskets are constantly, looking beautiful. Their cold smoke process is pretty much phenomenal. I mean, you can't even you can't even knock it. I think everyone's starting to do the cold smoke process too. And yeah, man, it wasn't overpowering. You would think it would be overpowering with the cold smoke, but no, man, it's good, man. Man, just watching this video, I wish I had a plate right now. If I were to do a plate, I'd order the turkey and ribs. Those are my two favorite meats, because I get tired of brisket. Brisket's keen, but gets a little tiring after a while because it's real heavy. And yeah, you could say, well, just eat some lean, man. It's kind of the same because you have the band of fat running over it. So, but yeah, man, this food was just phenomenal, man. Truly phenomenal. I also want to add in real quick. I didn't get the recording of us eating the chicken, but man, the chicken glaze that they have, it was spicy, it was sweet, and it just matched up perfectly with the chicken. Like, I wish I had a little cup of that sauce, just their glaze, just to dip the meats in. It was perfect, man. The chicken was it wasn't undercooked. It was just wasn't my cup of tea. I prefer my chicken a little bit more cooked through. I like to pull it at around 170, 175. But man, that chicken glaze was good. And when we got back to the hotel with the leftovers, I finished all the chicken. It just really was. It was a good piece of chicken. I mean, it really was. But just preference wise, I would have took it a little further as far as temperature. And real quick to the desserts, I didn't get any footage of us eating it, but the banana pudding comes with a ginger snap cookie crumble. It was a good mixture, good taste. Just wouldn't be my number one pick. Then we had the chocolate chip cornbread pudding. Man, that was phenomenal. Served warm. It was fluffy. It was just everything you expect it to be. It was a solid dessert. And then the chocolate chip cookie is tallow based. It was oaty and very soft and fluffy. Man, it was good.
Get that. It's oaty.
It's oaty. Thanks, bro. They were the first with the concept of not attaching it, but having this barrel to bring the heat. So you don't really have a hot spot in here.